What's that sound? It's for amusement only, the EM and Bingo Pinball Podcast. Welcome back to For Amusement Only. This is Nick Baldridge. Thanks for joining me in 1959. Tonight we're talking about Bally's Fun Way, which is a 6-card bingo. Before we get started on the specifics of Fun Way, let's talk a little bit about what a bingo pinball machine is. You walk up, you typically insert a nickel, the game starts up, it loads a ball to the shooter lane, the scorecard reads you have 5 chances. You shoot 5 balls, you get 5 balls for your 5 cents. Your goal is to get 3, 4, or 5 in a row on the bingo card. And if you do, then you win a certain number of replays, as indicated by either the odds on the Backglass or the score and instruction cards. However, that brings us to Fun Way. Fun Way is a 6-card bingo. That means you have 6 different cards which are enabled by depositing money. And when you do, you shoot your balls, and if you make 3, 4, or 5 on any of the bingo cards, then you'll win. However, instead of winning replays, as is typical for a bingo, on Fun Way, you win a score advance. Now, the interesting thing about this is that Fun Way was manufactured for markets like Ohio, where it was illegal to run bingos, because of many of their features, including the ability to win hundreds of replays. So in Jeffrey Lawton's fantastic book, Bally Bingo Pinball Machines, he talks about the Ohio dime games, and in fact he devotes an entire chapter to them. Fun Way was the first that was produced, and they were so called because instead of a nickel, they cost a dime. And you start the game, and it will light all 6 of the bingo cards with 1 coin. This is similar in concept to the single coin games that were made later on in order to get around some of the rules and regulations and laws and so forth. So you drop your dime, it starts your game, loads up all 6 cards. You don't have to deposit any additional money. You shoot your balls, you nudge the game, you make sure the balls land in the intended holes, and you get 5 in a row. So what do you get? Well, as I say, you get a score advance, but what can you use that for? Well, oddly enough, you can use that to buy into your next game. So with each advance on the score, you can push the start button and it'll start a new game. However, that only lights a single card if you're playing off replays, in air quotes. The score could be treated exactly the same as a replay, is my point. And if you earned 6 advances, then you have yourself an entirely free game. Otherwise, you have to deposit additional money. Pretty sneaky. So, let's talk about the artwork. The theme that ties all these games together is a carnival theme. And Fun Way is the first, and you've got, it's kind of a state fair. You've got a Ferris wheel in the background, a roller coaster in the far background, a merry-go-round in the foreground, and a couple of clowns looking on, just being clowns in the foreground. You've got 6 different colored bingo cards. They're all very brightly colored and very beautiful. The Backglass art is very attractive. Your cabinet is an incredibly neat stencil. It reminds me very much of Coney Island and another game called Zip. It's made by Exhibit that I'll talk about one day. But you have the roller coaster on the head that feeds down to the Ferris wheel on the body. And then you have multiple tents. It's just very cool and very evocative of that state fair feeling. As far as your playfield goes, it's your standard 25-hole bingo. One for each of the holes or numbers on the backglass, and then a ball return down at the bottom. If you manage to snake the ball all the way down to the bottom, that ball will return to you. It will not be lost. So the playfield has several different women that are hanging out at this fair. It's incredibly colorful, lots of tents in the background, and in the far, far background, it appears that we are, in fact, inside of a tent ourselves, looking out at the rest of the fair. Very beautiful, very neat idea, and I can't vouch for the gameplay on this. I haven't played it myself. There are no special features like super lines or corner scoring. It's straight up bingo, but I will say that the art package is very, very, very attractive. So, at least there's that. Well, thank you very much for joining me. My name again is Nick Baldridge. You can reach me at foramusementonlypodcast@gmail.com, or you can call me on the Bingos line. That's 724-BINGOS1, 724-246-4671. You can listen to us on iTunes, Stitcher, Pocket Casts, via RSS, on Facebook, on Twitter at Bingo Podcast. You can follow me on Instagram, also at Bingo Podcast. Or you can listen to us on our website, which is foramusementonly.libsyn.com, at which you can, at this very moment, buy your own For Amusement Only t-shirt. Available for a limited time, so hop on board if you'd like one. All right. Thank you very much, and I will talk to you next time.